Sunup on 7. And with a pan fire, my name is Jonathan Samuels Card.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Mendes, and clearly we're not there yet.
I didn't watch Kevin. I'm like, let me do my legs.
Yeah, good job, Ren. Good job. I still have
like,
time to November. Thank you for the reminder, though.
And I love how Angeline said, yeah, Kev, sorry in advance, but we're excited.
We have a packed session for you today, so Ren, let's tease them what can expect on today's episode.
We're going to be talking about a digital literacy program, finding out all the details behind that. What else do we have up our sleeve?
What else do we have? Climate Week is next week, so we have our partners from UNDP joining us. And of course, Stellar World has incredible deals that they would like to share with you today.
All that and so much more. Like Kevin said, jam-packed week, but you know how this works. Put your comments in the comment section, make it live and respectful. Of course! Shall we get to the couch?
Okay.
I've come to find that the truth isn't what we were told. So where
to everybody on Sunup.
do I seek the answer that's worth looking for today? Just in time,
And he's here to talk to us
the
about
writing appears on
the
the
show that we're on
wall.
right now. Tell me, this
When
one you're
I were the first ones to see
And we're going to be talking about the hot shush that has been
the
happening
world
over
that
the
we
weekend.
see
So
may
far.
seem that will never change. They say, but if you tear down the wall that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light.
Good morning, Sunup on 7 family. Welcome to your Friday episode. Thank you so much for welcoming Renata into your space. If you're watching via Facebook, YouTube, or cable TV, we're going to have a great time. Before we get into it, let's bring you the weather, and that's courtesy of the Belize Met Service.
Good morning. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms affected mostly central and southern areas last night. Conditions are slightly moist and unstable over our area, but will become more so tonight, supporting an increase in showers over most areas. The forecast for today is for partly cloudy skies with isolated showers or thunderstorms, except for a few more inland this morning and early afternoon. Tonight, skies will become cloudy with some showers or thunderstorms over most areas. Winds over the open sea will be easterly at 10 to 20 knots, and the seas will be choppy. High temperatures today will be around 88 degrees Fahrenheit on the coast, 94 inland, but only 82 up in the mountains. The outlook is for cloudy skies at times, with some showers or thunderstorms over most areas Saturday morning, with showers becoming isolated Saturday afternoon. For Saturday night, a few showers or thunderstorms are likely over the south. There is a high tide at 10:57 this morning, and a low follows at 5:39 this evening. Another high is at 11:31 tonight, and another low at 5:39 tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:35 this morning and will set at 6:19 this evening. The moon comes up at 7:21 this morning and goes down at 10 minutes before 8 tonight. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected in our area of interest during the next 48 hours. In the sargassum update, there is a medium chance that a few more sargassum mats could drift ashore during the coming days, moderately impacting beaches across the country. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
And that is your weather.
That's our weather update. So definitely stay tuned to it. And of course, we have to thank our partners from the National Meteorological Service for doing a great job and always keeping us informed about the weather, especially now in this regards to this hurricane season. And it's Friday. How is your vibe today?
I am good. I'm feeling a little bit of tiredness for some reason. I didn't get, like, when the sleep that you sleep was not the sleep that you wanted to sleep, so you want to sleep again for that sleep.
Yeah, for that slept. Yeah.
For that sleep. For the sleep. So I feel like I need that sleep. I need it. I don't know. I need the sleep. I don't have the sleep. I need the sleep. So that's where I'm at
so
right now.
you get a full E, so you get to sleep.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So you had a sleep. Okay.
I had a sleep.
It does feel like it was an energy demanding week for some reason though, because I do feel like I had to take an extra 10-minute nap before.
Yeah.
In the process of getting
Naps
ready
are so
today.
good. Man, when we were younger and, you weren't able to we were able to take naps, so we took it for granted. And then now
I
look
still
at
take
us.
my naps.
No, but like when you were younger and then you wanted to play, and then now I'm like, no, I want to sleep. So reverse psychology, I reverse something there. Kids, take your naps, man. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. But how are you feeling?
I'm good. Like I said, felt like an energy demanding week. I'm grateful that it's Friday, that we're here, and that we are able to engage in this amazing show that we have today. So let's get started with our couch talk.
Yes, let's rip off the band-aid.
Yeah, so the first topic is that the cabinet rejects the BTL's proposed 80 million SpeedNet acquisition. So this came out in a press statement that was put out yesterday after 4 p.m. Again, where cabinet rejects the 80 million proposed SpeedNet acquisition. So it's basically, on cabinet is DED, yeah?
DED.
Yeah.
But persons, of course, are feeling, of course, this conversation is still going to happen.
Yeah.
This does not mean the end of the acquisition. However, I know the social partners put out a press statement saying that they commend the government for being able to listen to the collective thoughts, the feelings of the people, understanding so much things were taking place. I mean, obviously the cabinet saw when there was a walkout and understood the uproar what's taking place. However, there is still now that conversation of the PUC and what would be the actions after that.
That is true. So reflecting on that joint statement that the social partners put out yesterday, they say that the social partners nevertheless emphasize that cabinet's stated position does not by itself determine the legal and regulatory disposition of the proposed transaction. The PUC, as a relevant regulatory authority, retains its legally required and respective obligation under the law, and these processes must continue transparently, independently, and in accordance with the applicable statutory instruments. So we're going to see how the PUC responds to this process about the acquisition of SpeedNet. So Cabinet has already voiced how they feel about it. Again, we talked about this is a process that is country-owned, so they already did that part. So we're now going to see how the PUC responds to this acquisition. So it's not over as yet.
No, it's not over. I think it's far from over, actually. This is just one step, and I'm again, just like the social partners, I commend the cabinet for being able to stand firm on that and listen to what the people are saying. But it's not just them. We have the PUC. We have the next steps that come from there. And so depending on what the PUC says, that's really going to determine and change the game of how the trajectory is looking. I know that regardless, there's still a lot of different demonstrations, things that are going to be taking place to prove and continue.
Right. So before we get into that, in their joint statement, the social partners, they also call upon the BTL board of directors, where they say that they want them to act in accordance with its legal and fiduciary obligations and to respond fully to the outstanding requests made by the social partners, which includes the financial information and valuation material necessary to permit proper scrutiny of the transaction and process undertaken.
Let us be sent and not answered, man.
Right? So they're saying, we hear you up to what you've provided. We are not in agreement to continue further with the acquisition of SpeedNet, but definitely there's still actors that are at play for us to determine how this process continues.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see, because again, if you really want this acquisition to come through, give people all the information, overwhelm them with information, and then let them make their knowledge-based decision from there. So I think that's the big lacking part, that many persons' letters have been sent and people are asking for us to collectively come together. Even the social partners are saying we all need to be presented with information, and some of us being invited. So all of these things, they've made requests. We're gonna see if those requests are answered anytime soon, because I think from BCCI from up to June 29th, when they may send the letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
But they're not the only ones that are sending letters and not getting answers. So
Right.
it's not just, it's a theme. It's a theme.
so they're saying, like let's see this information, the financial statements, the valuation, for us to know that okay, this is a proper investment that needs to take place because it do acknowledge that this is a matter of national concern. So we're gonna stay tuned. The ball continues rolling. This does not mean that the acquisition is over.
Gotta sleep with your own eyes. Like some people are saying
Yeah.
here, like we need to be mindful and stay diligent. Don't just rest and say, oh, we had a win. We had something that allows us to go in a better trajectory, but that's not the end of it. So
Right.
let's stay on it, guys. Let's stay on it.
Yeah.
And on that same note, when we're staying on it, the NTUCB is going ahead with their Tuesday demonstration. They're supposed to be demonstrating out in Belmont in front of the Parliament. Help me with the word.
Assembly building.
Assembly building for when cabinet is going to be meeting and everything along that line to show again and stand in solidarity that they're not for this acquisition. They're calling all persons to come out and be able to stand with them, to even if it's a moment to be just there for a little period of time. The strength in numbers to come out. We know that when the NTUCB comes out, they come out in full-fledged. School's still there off. And so we're expecting a big amount of numbers. We've put back in time when we've seen them come out in these multitudes and you're able to like really feel the representation. And so we're gonna see if that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, from
Tuesday.
conversation yesterday when the president of BNTU was interviewed, it sounds like, of course, they're going to come out also in full support of all the unions that are saying come out on Tuesday. But what gets me is that they're saying it's time for us to voice concerns for all the national issues that are taking place. And I feel like, at some point, that's always the thing that takes place, right? There's so many things that we want to get addressed that sometimes we got to pick our battles better, and concentrate energy on what do we want to do. I'm interested in seeing, the turnout for this protest because, again, it does definitely sends out a message. But I really am very curious about what are the resolutions that are getting asked, because like you're coming like all these negotiations and all these things, but ultimately, what do you want to do, right?
Yeah.
It's like how do you hold your leaders accountable? Like how do you now see like a tangible change that is going to come from this demonstration? That's what I'm curious about because numbers mean one thing, and we know that we've seen throughout this year where these protests have happened, the ministers, they're very well in their space, having their meetings, the noises outside, and they just continue doing what, according to them, is the status quo and just operating as how it is. So what are going to be the tangible things coming out from Tuesday? That's what I'm very curious to see.
Definitely. I think what's important about this is beyond just a demonstration is when we can be able to get persons at the table and really have them listen to them at the table. Because it's one thing when we're sending out our letters, we're trying our best, I would say, to get out the message and understand that there is not a stance of we are for this, but it seems like sometimes it is falling on deaf ears and they're not seeing the severity or the importance that the people, that the unions are putting towards it, that the senators are putting towards this, that the opposition is putting towards this, because there's so many different bodies that are actually coming together for this. So completely understand with you, Kev. It's one thing for us to come out in these big numbers, but afterwards, how can we really be assured that they're gonna listen to us, that BTL is gonna see that, putting a couple little nice stuff on a flyer and saying, no, yes, whatever it is not necessarily what the people care about or need. They're caring about what's happening in front of them, show us the financials, bring us to the table, make sure everybody's at the table and actually hear what we have to say rather than just talk at us. So
Yeah.
a lot of little things.
I don't know, like
in one.
because like there's such this energy that I'm kind of like would love to see. And if you follow like what's happening throughout Latin America, there's huge protests taking place all over the region, especially as it regards to like, governments and how they're managing the countries. They're very much not pleased. And so like most of them are calling for either their presidents to step off or like these persons like are in the leadership positions to come off because saying clearly we are not connected and you are not on the best interest of the public that you're supposed to be representing. For me, that's what I would like to see, like saying, hey, you are not doing a good job, get replaced or like step off. It's a bit radical, I know, but it definitely, like I'm saying, in order for change to occur, there needs to be like these massive changes that need to take place. So,
True. The question is, are we there yet to really call for that change and not only call for that change, get that change? Because we want to see this protest, and of course, I want people to come out. I want people to stand in solidarity. Today, you're supposed to be wearing black. If you can wear black, to stand also in solidarity. And of course, we want the conversations. I know that they're going to be talking about a demonstration that's going to be also happening this Saturday, which is tomorrow. So there's a lot of things that are taking place when it comes to saying, hey, listen to me. But how continuous are these things? How persistent will we be for it? Then, of course, how many actual materialized change will happen from it?
Definitely.
You know, so I'm hoping that we can stay with the same energy, that people can still stay upset, people can stay ready to come and call and have the conversations, and continue with the NGOs, the senators, all of them, like, who are really putting up a good fight and really making sure, like, it's heard that we're not for this. So I'm hoping the energy continues.
Yes. So we continue with our couch talk, and yesterday the Belize Bus Association sent a letter to Minister Louis Zabane, as in his role as the minister in charge of the Ministry of Transport, where they are demanding an urgent response as regards to an extension of a fuel subsidy. They said that they sent a letter from July 15th. They have not received much response, other than by August 6th, they were said you're supposed to send, like,
We're supposed to send it to the Prime Minister. We did it directly to the Prime Minister. Still
which
no
they
response.
did, and up to today, there's no response in regards to an extension on their fuel subsidy.
You know, this is why I was telling you about the first topic we were talking about, when it comes to letters not being answered, things are being sent out. And I can't even understand fully. Like, of course, yes, not being answered, but the frustration of persons, this bus association, BCCI, the senators, everyone like that have been sending out letters and making requests and asking for more and not receiving even so much of a reply.
Yeah.
To me, and again, this is just me, it feels like a slap in the face that I am trying to do my job. I'm trying to go up beyond what you have promised me, because for the bus association, you've said this is what you're going to be putting forth. What's happening? We haven't received this up today. What it go on?
Yeah.
Would it suffer economically? With pockets to hurt, we need by this week to have some kind of response. This week is literally up by now. I mean, tomorrow, if you want to come Saturday and everything, then sure, but the lack of response, the lack of urgency, the lack of just even acknowledging a letter and saying, I'll get back to you, something along that line, for me, I think it shows so much frustration for persons, because so what? It's kind of like, oh, I'll get to you when I get to you kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's important to realize that this is a conversation on the national transportation, sector, which basically is what gets people going throughout our country. And a reflection of our national transport system is a reflection of how much the government cares about its people. Because we're the workforce, we're the students moving, we're people that need to get from one point to another. It could even be like in their regard, as regards to the transport system, about how classist people can be, because they're comfortable riding their government paid vehicles and their private vehicles. But what about people that do not have that affordability, right? The people that do not have that access. It's like, how are you looking after these persons? I do take into account that the cost of fuel continues to increase and the government can only accommodate so much. But as you mentioned, they sent a letter saying, we would like an extension, but you in no way you're communicating and saying, yo, we cannot do it. Yeah, just have the courtesy and the respect of saying, yo, like, we hear you. At this point, we are unable to do it, or yes, let's continue with further negotiation. So like that communication needs to take place, where you say, hey, I see you, you're a valuable partner and we gotta do something about it.
I challenge the bus association to go out on Tuesday too. Shut down all of the buses all your runs, and be like, hey, if you can be and dealing with this acquisition, deal with my money too. And this is the thing, like, I get it that other persons have their fight and their things that they're working for, but we have to also look as a people, as a body, to come together and say, hey, we're gonna fight for this one cause because it trickles into our causes too. Because that is the sentiment when I think about it, where it's not just, oh, this affects me or her or whatever it is. We did get the boot somewhere too. We did get the bad end of the stick too. So you have to also see how you can connect all these things. So again, challenge to the bus association, shut down all of them for the day. Let them figure it out. Make the National Bus Association handle We've seen, I think Dale the other day posted up a video of just like person standees in the national bus. Specifically, not everybody, a good amount of persons standing up and still letting on more standees. Let them handle the candles, show the heat, because until they can feel these things and they see things quote unquote falling apart, that's when they see the urgency of
that is true. Unfortunately, there's so many like issues of national concern that need to be addressed, and maybe like on Tuesday is the collective day of all these things to be addressed, right? So like it's no longer gonna be like a army of red ants coming. It's gonna be an army of black ants coming, and they're more dangerous. I don't know if you've seen them on the forest when the rain is coming. They're gonna ravage with everything. So maybe that's what's gonna take place on Tuesday. But definitely, the administration is gonna be in quite a pickle on Tuesday, seeing like all these concerns that need to get addressed and how will they manage with all of those things. It's unfortunate that we've reached to a place where all of this has accumulated.
And this is the thing, if there was more meetings, answers of letters, consultation, I don't think we would be in this place. And this is just me, because at least persons would see that there's that level of respect, accountability, transparency, conversation, bringing you to the table, that they wouldn't feel like I have to resort to demonstration because I'm not getting answered. I'm not having my documents that I'm requesting for to be given. So we're at this point because, again, we're not being able to provide the people what they need. We're not being accountable and answering to the people the way we need to. Yes, there's always going to be issues, but I also think how we manage these issues, how we manage the emotions of persons, and how we show up and allow persons to feel seen and heard is super important. It's very lacking right now, where people don't feel like you care about me. We have a conversation talking about later for the fishing regulations, and we know exactly like how persons feel about that. So again, we go back to the same occurrence of theme of, do I feel seen, heard? Do I feel like you're being accountable? Am I included in? Same song, different players at this point in time.
We can continue further on this topic, but definitely we have a packed show, so we have to move on to the next item, which is that there was a post that was shared on Facebook as in regards to ranking teenage pregnancy in the Caribbean. And Belize ranked second highest in the rate of teenage pregnancy in the region. So first is Guyana, then is Belize, and then third is the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Belize being ranked second in the rate of teenage pregnancy? Does it surprise you?
I wouldn't say it surprises me. I would say it kind of reflects the reality of how we see present issues that are occurring when it comes to children doing whatever they want, gang violence, all these different things, because they all play. If you have children at the ages of 15 to 19, having children, they're still children themselves. They haven't fully developed. They haven't gotten an opportunity to be properly exposed to whatever it be, culture, history, education, and so they're lacking already in their skills to be able to socialize and to be able to properly lead the way they want to be able to lead. Of course, you get influence from other things in certain locations. So now you're tasked with the responsibility of being a parent. So that trickles now into how you lead that child, how you're leading yourself, what you feel you're lacking, the working these long hours, because there's only so much jobs you can get with maybe a high school degree or whatever. So I look at this and I say, it's not that surprising in the sense of you're seeing the cry, you're seeing persons struggling to make ends meet, and it has to come from a place of what's happening when it comes to bringing up our children, what happens when it comes to people having to do jobs at a young age, and the circumstances that cause them to do all these different
things. If I'm
things.
gathering what you're saying, it sounds like if parents had a better social situation or a political and economic situation, they would have been able to be better parents for children not to be getting pregnant.
I would say that is a big factor of it, but yes, because when you think about it, I've seen and I've spoken to young people, especially when I was working at Department of Youth Services, where they're super young having these children and they feel like their life has been taken from them in that sense.
Right.
Where it's like, I wanted to do certain things, but now I have this responsibility.
Yeah.
And so you're navigating responsibility, learning and coming into your own and all these different things. So I do think that this does play a factor in how some of the issues occur in our society and what also opportunities are available for you to go back to school and do things.
If I can contribute to this conversation, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I think you keep on saying one word in particular, which is children, right? And the system needs to be able to respond to the needs of children. So children should not be given the responsibility of growing another child. And so I think like what's important to analyze here in this ranking that Belize gets as a country with the second highest teenage pregnancy rate is that it's a public health issue, and it's an issue that the social challenges are not getting addressed by our system. So for instance, as a person under the age of 18, you lack the access of sexual and reproductive health services without the consent of a parent, right? So we talk about the parent-child relationship and how many trusting relationships do we see between child and parent, where the child may be like, hey, like I did this and I need you to come to the clinic for me to access contraceptive or to access this, right? That's a barrier there. So how do we respond to the needs of like teenagers or youth as regards to SRH services? The education is not being provided, right? Our education system does not provide comprehensive sexuality education, which allows a child, as you mentioned, Renata, for people to know, how do I make healthy relationships? How do I decide my body autonomy, and how do I go about navigating my body? You know, how do I prepare for sex? You know, how do I prepare for parenthood? That's not given in the system also. And we have to talk about, you know, like violence. That's a very pressing situation too. We have to talk about the rate of poverty. Recently, the mixed survey highlighted that we have a problem with our literacy level, right? People have a literacy mind of like a 7-year-old, right? So how can they comprehend what's going on? There was a child at court that showed up the other day that he doesn't even know his name, right? So it's like, there's so much public health and social issues that need to be addressed as it regards to Belize being the second in the region. I am not surprised, but definitely calls out for our government to do a lot more better in better providing for our teenage
100%.
persons,
I think there's a need for more education, a need for more opportunities, more second chances. There's so much when it comes to that parent-child relationship, because now you have a next child, then having a child, and then how is that parent-child relationship? I know NCFC provided a parent handbook and all these things, but there's so much more that needs to be done in there. Unfortunately, we have a very jam-packed show, and we have to come to the ending of this, but there's definitely a follow-up conversation that needs to happen. Experts that need to be brought in to like just talk a little bit about what is the present situation when it comes to teenage pregnancy, and just like what are we lacking? What programs can be put or enhanced? To be
There's
in place?
one last thing that I can say about this is that ultimately it's so sad to see that young women are the ones that get disenfranchised from this, because we see how the role of growing a child is given mostly to like the woman in society, right? So it's like you get disenfranchised, you have to cut off your dreams, your aspirations, because now you have a child to grow and to nurture, right? And I'm like, where are you in the psychological space, emotional space, physical space to be able to do, financially to be able to do it, right? I feel really like we are lacking in our response to our young women in particularly, and saying we have the proper support system for you to be, aspire everything that you want to be. And I guess that's, you know, like one of the issues when it regards to like patriarchy, which is like very present in our society. But
Definitely.
with that,
obviously that topic in itself could be really unraveled even more. But unfortunately, guys, like we said, we do have amazing segments, and we also want to give that attention and time.
That is true. That is true.
And again, it's ranging from what's happening with a demonstration this Saturday to taking place with digital literacy training to talking about Climate Week, Sell World with back to school promotions, and of course, we're going to be talking to the Key Cocker Fishing Association about their views on the new fishing regulations. So all these different things that you guys have to, of course, be a part of, give your insight from, or at least just be able to be a part of the conversation and hear. With that, we do have a beautiful sunrise for you.
So it's Q and sunrise. Ooh, this looks like a postcard.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's from San Pedro.
That is San Pedro and Burgess Key. This is from Miss Yvette Ramirez. Thank you so much, Miss Yvette. We truly appreciate the submission. This is postcard worthy. I feel like me and a dog just needs to be at the side there with
You
a
want a
coconut.
dog?
I don't know. Just like the vibe of
love
like
it,
a little dog sitting there, me sitting there or standing there, and we watch it together.
Sounds very peaceful. It sounds like a great start of your day.
Yes.
Yes.
So with that, guys, we're gonna go to our first commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you never in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where did you know?
I'll try think about what to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Some call it the cat out of the bag. For the first time, Yellow Ginger Fest, Santiago Castillo Limited will be there. I make a tell you what all with the care. Follow it. School supplies. Watch lady products with different package. All kind of Dutch lady packages. Magnum 4 packs for the best prices. Real neatly in a different flavors. Ovaltine, barbecue sauce at the best prices. Cheapest puffs and many more. In the time when we really cool, the 7 C's Caliveral. Vitamin for man, vitamin for women, vitamin for the kids, 7 C's, everything, the prices you can't beat. This Saturday, Yellow Ginger Fest.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening, I'm Shireen Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Muy buenos dias, beautiful Sunup on 7 family. Welcome back to your Friday episode. Thank you so much for the company you give to Renata and I today, wherever you're watching us from. We're super grateful for that. We move on to our first conversation. Like we said, we have a packed episode. And joining us on our couch, we have Senator Gabriel Zatina joining us and Mr. Job Mendisabal also. Today we're talking about the demonstration that's taking place tomorrow in San Pedro town. We're going to find out what is the motive of the demonstration and, of course, how can you participate. Good morning to you both, gentlemen. It's Friday. How is your vibe today, Senator?
I'm tuning in. I see Miss Renata also has her black shirt.
Yeah.
So today, as you know, it's Black Friday, being pushed by the BNTU. And we in San Pedro are trying to also send a message loud and clear to the government, despite of what was released yesterday by Cabinet saying that they don't support the acquisition, but we're not hearing from the BTL board as to where they stand, because as far as I know, they voted in favor to go ahead with the acquisition. So we're here to promote this Saturday's protest, particularly because of the BTL and Smart Deal. But there are several other issues locally in San Pedro that are happening that cannot be ignored. I think for far too long, it has. For instance, like the mismanagement of Sargassum, which seems like both locally and at a national level, they've given up, which tends to affect our tourism product.
I see, yeah.
I don't want to go too much, but there's a lot of things happening, and we want to draw the attention to what is happening in San Pedro.
I see. So you're saying like there's a lot of pressing issues that need to be get addressed. But we reached to a point where enough is enough and people need to come out and voice their concerns. Is that
correct? I mean, for instance, the dredging. That still continues.
Yeah.
And at this point, from those in power, all we get is excuses and nothing tangible gets done. No consequences for those who continue to destroy our ecosystem. I think they're, from the government level, they're basically enabled because they still continue up to today.
People would say that they play in your face. And that's how it feels at times when you don't necessarily get answers. The same things are happening. You're asking for information. You're seeing things just play in front of you, and it's like, what can you do? So this demonstration, and correct me if I'm wrong, is a chance for all the citizens to come out and say, enough is enough.
And you're right there, Renata. It is about what can you do. And you know, as personally, from just a regular citizen, I kept being disappointed at seeing the headlines, not just about the questionable financial transactions that have been happening lately, but I could call myself an ambassador for my island. You know, I work in the island, and give you an example. Just some weeks ago, I had a friend of mine call me up and ask me about the Sargasso situation, and it's like, you know, I don't want to go because it seems horrible, and I'm like right there trying to convince them that it's not that bad. But when people ask me, I generally sometimes just have to like go like, because I don't see proactiveness getting done. I see my island that keeps getting turned into just big canvases of white mall, and we don't realize that we're losing the essence. And what you coming back to what you said is like, what can I do? And I realized it was enough from me just venting it online and making the decision that it feels daunting to reach out to Mr. Gabriel and said, you know what, we need to organize something. I don't care if it's just 5 of us that show up, if it's just 2 of us that show up, we need to do something. Because it's clear that the message isn't getting across to the people who it should get. And that's basically why we're here.
I hear you. And I was about to ask, you know, like, how do you feel that your concern is something that other people connect with? Because it doesn't matter if it's only 2 of us showing up or 5 persons showing up. But I'm like, how do the people of San Pedro feel in terms of like, these are issues that must get addressed? And you mentioned something about you would like to see people being proactive about it. So how do you see that change taking place?
You know, I think, Kevin, it's really about setting the example, about giving the people the opportunity. And once we have organized this, and this isn't my first one, you know, recently Tino did one and I was there too because I'm a firm believer that we need our environment.
All right.
You know, so it's about giving the people that opportunity to say, you know what, if you feel the concern, because I know a lot of people do, we have to show up.
All right. So in that regard, let's take the opportunity for you to send an invitation for San Pedranos or anybody that's concerned to join you tomorrow. Can you give us details about the protest that you're organizing?
So that will be happening this Saturday. We're gathering at Boca del Rio Park here in San Pedro at 1 p.m. sharp, not Belizean time. And we ask everyone to join. There's several issues I've emailed or at least tried to reach out to every single organization that I know of out there addressing their issues. We're white, then we will be marching from there to Central Park.
Okay.
Right.
Do you bring like signs or anything? Because I know that's one of the things
We
that people
will
enjoy doing, bringing their sign to show this is what I'm championing.
Yes, we will do some, and we will also have some extra blister boards and markers for them to also champion the message they want to get across.
Love that. And reminding persons on that same note, come out. And what is the space that you want people to come out in? Because like you're hearing this conversation, they're like, there's so much things I'm upset about. But like in that same note, what is the space that you want them to come out? What the mindset that you want them to come out in?
We want them to be out peacefully. We understand how they feel. This is so that we can register our discontent, shifting away from social media, because we all know how people feel in social media. We see the comments. Okay, let's show that now on the street peacefully, right? The main drive to this has been, and it is, the BTL and smart acquisition. We tend to have about $80 million to purchase a company, whether it's worth it or not, we don't know. But today, up to today, we always borrowing. We never have money as a country, Belize, for tangible stuff, development, infrastructure, education. We're always relying on either grants or borrowing. But somehow, some way, we have $80 million to spurge for a bailout.
I see your point, yeah.
And I think, to add to Gabriel, I think the average Belizean is seeing, we all feel the pinch. I'll give you an example. A couple months back, I go to this store and I buy the big 10 kilo Foca bag of soap, you know, the soap one. Cost me $45. That same bag now cost me $53.50. I question the average Belizean that is working 8 to 5. How are they able to live? And God has blessed me that 4 years ago I moved from that 8 to 5 and now I'm self-employed.
There you go.
But you question. And the government demands of us to be proactive in paying our business tax, our income tax, our GST, all of that. And when I see these things that come up to the headline of how ministers, questionable ways that they manage our funds, I have to question it. I have to question where my money to go. And I think basically going back to the point that it's enough. Social media, yeah, cool, everything's nice. It's enough to be on social media. It's time to mobilize. And I reached out to Gabriel, and I know he's a UDP senator, but I reached out to him and I told him this is not a political thing. So for me, it's not a political stunt. It is a desperate call that every time I see the news, it boils my blood to see that.
I'll put it like this. The stuff that are happening today in our country doesn't affect only PUP or UDP. It affects every single Belizean.
From the unborn child, because they already have a debt when they're born.
So if you care, come out.
If you care, come out. Period.
That's our message. If you care,
And where
come
can
out.
people see if there's gonna be like any flyers for the information? They're hearing this conversation. Can they go to like maybe your Facebook page or so? Where can they go?
Both of our Facebook page, we've released 2 videos already, and we did release a flyer to promote the event. We have one more we plan to release today. First video did really well.
Yeah.
You know, you see the social media wanting this to happen. Okay, let's take that now from social media onto the streets.
Let's go on the streets. Let's go in the grounds. Remind persons again, time and place. We're doing this tomorrow.
Yes.
So,
Time and place.
Whether it rain, whether it shine, we'll be there.
Right, so it's going to be at Boca del Rio at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
Real time, not Belizean time.
Real time.
We are right there 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Reach out if you don't have the posters. We'll have a gear there for it. Water, we'll have it. Then we'll go ahead and march to the Central Park and make it peaceful. And whatever you want to stand up for, if it's just for the environment, kudos to you. You want to have a sign just for the environment, that's fine. If it wants to be about the mismanagement, if it wants to be about the Sagaso, whatever it is that you feel like San Pedro needs, our area representatives needs to hear. Because remember, we only can, as San Pedranos, we only have one area representative that we can voice our opinion to.
Hear you.
Yes, most definitely. But I mean, commending both of you gentlemen and all the persons behind making sure that this is happening and going out tomorrow. So persons that are in San Pedro that feel and care and want to just take it from the Facebook and the Instagram and all the other things to the streets, please make sure you show up. And
Can I
be
say
right
one more
there.
thing? And I also invite people for Tuesday to join the BNTU Belmopan protest. Some who live on the mainland can't make it to San Pedro, will go to Belmopan Tuesday.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
So you have opportunities to stand in solidarity to show where you're blocked today. If you're still getting ready, I know you're supposed to done it at work at this point to head off, but whatever it is, let's stand in solidarity and do the small things because the small things add up to the big things. And with that, guys, we're gonna go to our next commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you've never been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker,
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know the more you open and close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning. the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, get ready for the ultimate showcase of culture, creativity, and carnival excitement. The Belize Carnival Association presents the annual King and Queen Competition 2026. On Saturday, August 15th, the Belize Civic Center comes alive as our magnificent Carnival Kings and Queens, juniors and seniors take the stage. Witness gigantic costumes, breathtaking designs, and spectacular performances as these incredible creations come to life right before your eyes. Who will capture the crown? Who will be named the next Carnival King and Queen? And that's not all. Enjoy a live performance by Kenny G and the New Creation Band. Prejudging begins at 5 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. Admission is only $10 for adults and $5 for children 13 and under. Bring your family, bring your friends, and experience the magic, the energy, and the splendor of Belize Carnival.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
These charter mints aren't from
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023 in the
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Shireen Khalsil, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Muy buenos dias, beautiful Sunup on 7 family. Welcome back to your Friday episode. Thank you so much for the company you give to Renata and I. If you missed any of our conversations, you can always go back and watch our Facebook recorded live. And of course, we invite you to stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram pages to know who our guests and what conversations they bring on your favorite morning show. We have a great conversation waiting for you with our friends from UNDP, the United Nations Development Program. Climate Week is coming up next week, July 21st, August 21st to the 24th. I'm in July, my bad.
You're living very good.
Yeah, I'm living very good. But definitely, it's a very important conversation. They're going to find out how is UNDP contributing towards the conversation on Climate Week. Joining us on our couch, we have Mr. Michael Lund. You're the Deputy Resident Representative of UNDP. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you on Sunup on 7.
Thank you.
It's Friday. What's your energy like 1 to 10, 10 being the highest?
It's not that high. I've been a little bit crook, but trying to get better for PG next week.
Don't worry, you're in the hot seat, so it's supposed to give
I
you
know,
the
right?
energy.
I'm trying to suck up the energy to do some days.
There you go. So hopefully by the end of the conversation, you're at good energy level.
Yeah.
I love that. Next to you, Mr. Michael, we have Isabella Lopez. Isabella, you're the lead of the Climate Week and the UNDP Student Ambassador Program. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling today when you think about Climate Week?
I am actually very excited.
All right.
Love it.
So definitely your energy level is like 9, 10.
Oh
about
yes,
it.
and it's Friday, so.
Great combination. It's also payday for some too. So
Yes.
look at
Sadly not
this.
for me, but yes.
Isabella, I would like to invite you to please introduce the student ambassadors that you brought with you today.
Sure. This is Amia and Sabrina, but I'll let them introduce themselves a little more because
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to do so.
I love that. Go ahead.
Okay, hello. My
Hi.
name is Sabrina Landaverde. I'm a student at the University of Belize. I'm a first-year architecture student, so that's a little insight into me. And then this is my fellow ambassador.
Yes, my name is Amia Meggs. I am also an ambassador. I am a biology major at the University of Belize. I'm really excited to be here.
That is very cool. A pleasure to meet you both. And interesting, like what you're studying and how does that contribute to Climate
Yes.
Week. We're going to tap
Yes.
into that shortly. But Ren, let's find out, how is UNDP contributing to Climate Week?
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about the idea of why is this important to you, NDP? Like, how does it play out, the general aspect of it?
Thank you, Renata. So we're very excited to be a partner of the Ministry of Sustainable Development that leads this Climate Week again this year. It's a very important activity, one, because it remains and keeps climate change on the agenda. There are global pressures to say that it's not that big an impact, it's not that, but it really is, and it is very much for a country like Belize. So we need to keep talking about it. We need to keep having it on the agenda. And secondly, we have a lot of solutions out there. So it's of course a big challenge for us, but there's a lot of community members, there's a lot of groups that are actually adapting and changing and trying to find ways of dealing with climate change. And since we're having this event down in Punta Gorda, next week we are having a lot of community groups so we can learn from each other from that. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, I'm very excited about the strong youth component. Because if we are going to
Amazing
have
ambassadors.
yeah, so if we are going to have really an impact on climate change over time, we need to start with the youth so they can carry it on and have those good habits from an early stage and inspire the rest of us who might have older and better habits to change and help tackle the problem.
Yeah, Michael, I love that you mentioned very important things that I connect with. One is that the conversation on climate change is a very important conversation that we must have. That there are solutions out there, and I feel like people need to know what's taking place that we can work towards. And the fact that you're saying let's continue with the sustainability of the conversation by involving young people into it. So I give you all gold stars for that because it's a very important way of how do we approach our resilience towards climate change. So excellent job with that. Let's find out about the Student Ambassador Program.
Yes, so we're gonna dive, before we even get into the activities, I wanna give our ambassadors a chance to talk about why is there an importance? You're doing architecture, you're doing biology and all of these things. So for you, what do you see is the fitting piece or why you're driving to be a part as an ambassador and be a part of Climate Week?
Oh, that sounds deep.
Well, I think it's so important that young people are a part of the conversation. To whom much is given, much is asked. And so I think with all this knowledge that we have gained, we've attended workshops, we've just I love how they've included us in the conversation and have really much praise to Isabella. She has asked us, hey, what's your opinion? What do you feel like you can bring? And I think those things are such empowering encouragement. And that's the same thing we want to be able to do for other young people. Encourage them. I think that builds up our esteem and that kind of builds up that we do play an important part. And it is important that we show up for the things, for these, just their necessities, honestly, as we move forward to care about our nation, to be passionate about where we headed and how do we preserve the beautiful things that make our nation great.
I love it. Just being here, trust me, that also sends a strong message to other young people to see you talking about this. They connect with that.
Yes, thank you.
Sabrina, what about you? How do you play a role or what are you excited about for Climate Week?
I'm super excited about the environmental advocacy and the education that comes as a part of informing our youth about what climate change actually is. I think that's an important thing when you're talking about, okay, we want to implement sustainable development in our country, but the important thing is teaching our youth what climate change actually is and why it is important. And I think that climate change is something that is not a far-off problem. It's something that is happening now, and it matters now. I mean, when you're listening and researching about climate change, I heard Mr. Barack Obama, he was a former US president, he attended this climate change summit, and he said that we are the first generation that are going to feel the impact and the effect of climate change, and we may also be the last to change anything about it. I think that's super important to mention, yeah.
I love that. So resonating on what you've shared, Sabrina, like what kind of action would you like to see young people take as in regards to doing something about climate change? And how can they express solidarity as you as ambassadors to continue supporting you in your role and be involved into this?
So a small initiative that our student ambassadors are doing is a campaign. So to launch off the Climate Week, we're inviting everyone, the public, Belizeans, especially youth, to ditch disposable plastics and use reusable water bottles. So we're starting small. I think one thing that I like to encourage youth of Belize is that no matter what you do, it has an effect. No matter if you're changing a small habit like leaving the lights off, when you're taking a shower, take off the water, if you're scrubbing yourself, it's small things that make an impact. And as youth, we don't have to, necessarily do everything yet. But it's small things that we do and implement in our daily lives that help our environment and change everything. So I think that's something,
Yeah. So Amaya, my next question is, how can young people, contribute to the conversation and stay in solidarity with the work that you all are doing?
Staying faithful. I think that's a huge thing. A lot of these actions that you're bringing up, it's not just about 1 week. This is just Climate Week. No, it's about a lifestyle of, hey, we are preserving our nation, but we're preserving the world. Yes, it's about we care enough to be faithful to consistently show up. I love what it says. One thing I think is huge is commuting. It's such a big thing. I feel like a lot of people feel like there's not a prestige, if I commute. No, you're totally fine. It plays a huge part. If you catch the bus, I know our bus schedule is becoming more and more reliable. Props to them for that. But it's honestly, these are the things that help. And you don't feel like it's significant, but it is. And I think that's one thing we need to encourage young people in. It is significant, and you have to know what you're doing is, and you have to stay faithful to it.
All these small things adding up to be big things. So don't feel overwhelmed that you're not around with the policymakers and so forth, but you're doing things in your home and you're telling your parents and friends to do it, and they start to do it. It really has a big
And it's
change.
these small things that then encourage you to step out. Small things that encourage you to step out into these roles and that encourage you to want to sit at tables with policymakers. So
Engage in the conversation. That's a huge thing. Engage in the conversation, and knowledge. It's so powerful. What you know you can do so much with. So if you're taking part in listening to conversations and then you're able to speak, I think that's been a huge thing. Having listened, we attended a workshop about carbon emissions, and that was so helpful in my understanding about how the process works, how the measurement works. I was absolutely blown away, and then they included me in the conversation. They were like, hey, what do you think we can do? What are further steps? Where do we go from here? And it was absolutely amazing. I loved the conversation. I loved being a part. And I think that's what we want to encourage people, like young people. You're going to be a part. You're going to play a huge part. What you're doing is significant. We see you and we respect it.
I have to not for you both, because you're doing a fantastic job as ambassadors. Clearly, Isabella, we give you flowers too. As being the lead of the UNDP Student Ambassador Program, because the way how they speak, reiterate the fact that we need to have faith and we got to do something about it, solidarity. And
they make it practical too, which I think is very great, because people get overwhelmed when you hear climate change. It feels like the sky is falling, the rivers are overflowing, pollution, people get overwhelmed, but you've given them that chance to say, no, in my community, I can do X, Y, and Z. So thank you for listening and including them, Isabella. It's great. So let's dive into some of the activities people can get excited about for next week.
Sure, like we said, the Climate Week begins at 20th, 21st to the 24th. Well, actually, the 21st is the official launch. They will open with an official parade. This is an initiative being led by the Climate Change Department, but in partnership with multiple organizations and stakeholders. UNDP is leading on day 2, which is Orange Economy and Tech. So we're very excited because I feel like climate change needs to move from something that is discussed in conference rooms to something that is openly discussed every day at community levels. We do so much work, specifically in the Toledo district with indigenous communities, and I think that they have so much knowledge that we need to make use of. They have been coexisting with the environment and with nature for centuries, and I think events like Climate Week, and specifically if you bring in the conversation of Orange Economy and Tech, we have technology that we can help them expand that work that they're already doing at a smaller scale that contributes to the overall climate change in positive ways, of course, not negative ways. But I'm very excited about the event. We will have different things happening on the day. For the Saturday, we have conversations about carbon markets, about climate finance, about biodiversity finance, how to enhance those areas. We also have a lot of beneficiaries that we're working with within the community that have been recipients of from our projects, and they will be talking about how they have become climate leaders because they didn't begin as climate leaders. They began they saw a problem and then they say, okay, I want to do it. I want to make a change. Eventually, over years, over time, with all the work they have done, they have actually become climate leaders. Nice. They have contributed positively to the environment and climate. So we want to showcase what they've been doing, for them to share what they've been doing, and for others to learn from what they've been doing. So part of the UNDP main activities, we have a fishbowl discussion, which I mentioned. We'll talk about carbon markets, carbon emissions, about climate finance, about biodiversity finance. Then we also have the segment that will where we will be inviting our climate leaders to talk about the work that they've been doing, to share their experiences, challenges, So it is a lot of things that will be happening, and I think everybody needs to go to PG next weekend.
PG is a gem. They need to go.
I love the fact that it is happening in PG. I feel like a lot of these big events usually happen in Belize City, Belmopan. Bringing it to PG, to the root where all the culture, the essence of Belize. Well, I mean, culture is in the whole country, but we have those indigenous communities that are there, and I feel like learning from them is very important. Definitely. And bringing the conversation to PG is very important. The inclusivity aspect of the work we do is very important. So I invite everyone to come over to PG next weekend. It's going to be exciting.
I love that. You've done a great job in giving us an overview of how UNDP is contributing to the conversation on Climate Week, and extend an invitation for persons to travel to PG. Quite a gem, as you mentioned, Ren, to engage in this conversation. It's going to be very immersive in so many ways. And so we wish you all the best. As we wrap up this conversation, Mr. Michael, we give you the last words to send invitations for people to join.
No, thank you. Just again, thanking you for inviting us to speak about this. I think this shows also, Isabella was talking about some of the climate policies, the uniqueness of UNDP. We help countries engage at the international level to get international agreements, and we help them translate those international agreements into policies and legislation, and then we help implement projects that follows that. And now also more grassroots and with the youth, so we follow the whole chain, and I love that about UNDP.
Yeah, I love that.
Keep doing the great work. I want you to know you're getting so much flowers in the chat. Both of you, people are saying amazing representation. They can't wait to see how far you ladies go. And of course, this is just 2 of the ambassadors. There are many.
It's 10 of them.
There's
This
10
cohort
of them,
is 10.
so
maybe that's a
and we're going to be having
conversation,
cohorts every year, so we're encouraging the youth to apply because
you got to come back.
You got to come back and let's talk about it. Yeah, I agree.
The invitation is open now. I need you to grab a hold of that. Thank you guys so much for this. All the best to next week. We're hoping to see all the stuff and pictures and everything posted.
Yeah. Keep
with
up the
that,
great
guys,
job.
we're going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Look here, your kitchen light there, and you never in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try to keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know, the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. If you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house, and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
So me call it the cat out of the bag. For the first time, Yellow Ginger Fest, Santiago Castillo Limited will be there. I make a tell you what all with the carry. Follow it. School supplies. Dutch lady products with different package. All kind of Dutch lady packages. Magnum 4 packs for the best prices. Real nitty in a different flavors. Ovaltine barbecue sauce at the best prices. Cheapest puffs and many more. In that time when I really cool, the 7 Seas caliber arrive. Vitamin for man, vitamin for women, vitamin for the kids, 7 Seas, everything, the prices you can't beat. This Saturday, Yellow Ginger Fest.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023 in the
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Kelso, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Yes, beautiful Sunup on 7 family. We continue on like a hot seat kind of drive here on this Friday episode because we have great conversations waiting for you, and we move on straight into it as we talk about a digital literacy program that University of Belize is hosting. And joining us on our couch to give us more details as to like how is the program going, because it's ongoing at the moment, and what are some of the outcomes that we would like to see come out from it. We have Mr. Egbert Irving joining us today. Mr. Irving, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks very much for having me.
How are you feeling? Scale of 1 to 10, you already said it's Friday, so I'm hoping to see or hear.
9.35.
9.35. I love the specificity
in that general
of it. Yes.
range there.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah, I
range.
know this is a hot seat, but I'm feeling cool and highly charged.
Okay, that's perfect. And we're excited because we love the idea of digital literacy. It's an important hot topic. You hear it bounce around a lot.
For sure.
But for persons out there, kind of like enhance their understanding of what digital literacy is and the importance actually having a training and developing a program in this sense.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll start with some background, some
Please
context
do.
before we ended up here, right? Well, you had in this very same coach right before I came here, the UNDP.
Yeah.
Right. So the UNDP initiated a program about 2 years ago, which the University of Belize piloted. And what we did, it basically looked at two components: a digital bodies component, which is similar to the ambassador, where we had, digital natives, persons younger who are more savvy when it comes to digital tools. But we paired that with softer skills, right? Communication skills, leadership skills, how to engage with, let's say, older persons to assist them with their digital needs. And then a program for older persons to help them to transition and alleviate some of the fears and provide some tools, best practices, and things of that sort. So that was scaled up in this particular iteration. So we are now you could think about it as a second iteration of that concept. But this particular project is funded by the IDB through the Ministry of E-Governance.
Okay.
So it's a part of a government initiative as part of, I think it's called Digital Innovation to Boost Economic Development for Belize.
All right.
And so it's part of a national initiative by the government of Belize to digitize government services in one instance, and of course to try to, as much as possible, provide a platform for more persons to be able to access these digital services. So that in concept form is what we are trying to do with this particular project. So we do have digital buddies. We trained over 300 of them.
Wow.
And
Okay.
over 750 citizens across the country of Belize. And to your specific question about digital literacy, it is more about your ability to feel comfortable when you are online. Your ability to understand some of the pitfalls when you are online, of course, right? You need to be conscious and aware. And of course, we've seen instances of scamming, of different types of online fraud and things of that sort. And that became one of our most important part of the project. People were very much appreciative of some of the techniques that we provided. So how to identify scams, how do you recognize websites that are authentic versus those that might not be, how do you develop strong passwords, phishing, how do you identify these things so that you can be safer when you are online.
Yeah.
And of course, we had other elements that we can discuss.
Albert, I have to say, when I saw the different ways how this digital literacy program was ongoing, I resonated with it, especially with the buddy system that y'all created, because it took me back when my grandmother got their first cell phone, right? And I had to show them how to use a cell phone, because it was in the empowerment end that came to their way, right? In terms of I can do it by myself. And of course, there were fears doing it.
Correct.
And also it linked me to once there was a colleague, and she was in her 50s, and then somebody was coming her into dating experience, right? And being able to be you're a vulnerable adult.
Right.
And there's somebody that wants to prey on you because you're retiring and all of these things, but how do you help them to navigate that? And being able to understand, how to navigate the digital system, it was a way of empowering them. So when I saw that you guys did that, I was excellent, because we need to be able to provide that space.
Correct.
Similarly for young people, we see kids there and there knowing how to navigate a phone so easy.
Right.
They're so pros, but they still need to understand.
That's right.
How it operates.
That's correct.
Yeah. So at the moment you are conducting the digital literacy program this week. Yeah. How is it going so far?
Right. So it has been actually a 6-month program. So this is nationwide. We tried to get into every particular district, to some rural communities. We had to try to balance ensuring that we get urban, rural, ensuring that we get male, female. So I think about 55% of our participants were females. Try to ensure that we get different communities, indigenous, different Spanish speakers, for example. So we created modules for them as well.
Very well.
So the effort was really a countrywide effort, and we're on the tail end of it. We're wrapping up next week. Just like that. So 6 months has passed. We've done. We're now looking at our evaluations. Tidying things up, getting the reports in, and looking forward for the next phase, which would include some of the lessons that we learned from this, and spinning off some specific innovative things that we learned that we had to develop. Projects sometimes you have to make some adjustments as you go along. You got to be agile as you come across your various challenges, and so we've been able to, for example, tailor the digital literacy for teachers. So we have, it's part of their continuous professional development activities. They can gain up to 10 hours doing this particular training, and it included an AI component, right? So that has some of the sustainability built in because they would be able to take some of these same lessons and pass those on to their students, right? And similarly, we worked with various groups, the Global Foundation, Belize Defense Force, the police department. We had a session called Tea and Tech, where we catered for our more mature audiences.
I hope you had some tea for real.
Yeah, real tea, some snacks, and we paired that with different things. So, for example, they were able to get tips on wellness, on health, on nutrition, and various points in the activities and interactions that we had with them.
Yeah.
So those were some of the things that we did, which we thought went well because it wasn't just a cookie cutter one, watch a screen, go, like a lecture type thing. It was much more engaging, interactive. And with the younger persons, what we did, we paired the digital literacy with robotics. So we had a workshop in Belmopan that looked for during the summer. So that was great, looking at all these different elements, doing the digital literacy component, but of course finding other ways to engage with the communities and with our citizens who have different interest levels, different stages in our lives. So to your wider point there, Kevin, about the digital bodies, it's about a community affair, right? And when we're talking about digital literacy, oftentimes we think about the devices, we think about the phones and all of those things. But we don't think about the people. And it's the people who need to use those devices that need to be comfortable. And as well as taking advantage of the opportunities that exist, not just being consumers of the content that's coming to us, but also understand that we can also use these devices, the platforms that they offer, to earn some income for a hobby, to connect in different ways, right? So we also want people to begin to think about those additional opportunities that can be afforded to them once they become a little bit more comfortable in the digital space.
I love that. Wow, it's so rich to hear, what has taken place during the implementation of the digital literacy program, and we look forward to what's going to be the next phase of it, and we of course welcome the conversation to continue talking about it. As we start winding down this conversation, given your overview of what has taken place in the last 6 months in terms of how people feel about digital literacy, about getting engaged, about the responsibility, what are some of the takeaway messages that you would like to leave with our viewers as regards to how do we navigate digital literacy?
Right, I think that we're seeing more and more of the services, particularly government services. Of course, the private sector has been a little bit ahead of the curve when it comes to those things.
The government is catching up.
Catching up. Just last week, the magistracy, I think they announced some of those services. Incrementally, it's getting there. So in order for our people, vital statistics, we used to hear persons are on the line and they're standing up in the sun and they have to come all the way from here, there, and everywhere, spend a whole bunch of money in order to just get your birth certificate, death certificate, things of that sort. Now some of these services are online, so that will reduce the cost and therefore increase the economic impact, because then cost savings to me can then be done. I can then use those funds for other things. So getting our citizens a little bit more comfortable when they go online and to access these services will be, the main objective or the main idea that we want to get across. Secondly, safety, right? Online hygiene, online etiquette, online safety, that is very important. Your ability to be safe as best as you possibly can online is important. Sometimes if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So leave that alone, or get some 2-3 other sort of validations before you kind of venture into that space, right? Online banking, again, that's another space where persons have some difficulty, some challenge getting online. So how do you navigate all of that? Even for us, that tend to use those services sometimes. Two-factor authentication, you have to use this phone and that. But it's still a little bit cheaper, a little more convenient than it would be if you spend the time to be in the line and to wait.
And you know how to navigate it, so it helps.
So it helps, and so that's where again the community engagement becomes important, right? So having these digital buddies, these digital ambassadors, is an important part of it, so that they can also feel empowered to be able to communicate, share, engage, and of course transfer their knowledge and their skills to the rest of the population. It doesn't have to be our older folks, right? Anyone else.
Anybody, because everybody can get a little lesson here or there.
Correct.
When it comes to digital literacy.
Yeah, it's about empowerment. It's about building the independence of the person to be able to navigate this world. Like we're not only navigating it physically, but now also digital is a very present way of doing it.
That's great.
Yeah. So we're so grateful to hear about the digital literacy program that the University of Belize hosted.
Right. So
Congratulations.
I would like to thank all that is involved. Of course, the organizers, the team back at the University of Belize, the institution advancement team. Thank you guys very much. Of course, those who are part of developing the curriculum. So Dr. McKay, Mr. Tim Dame, Mr. Medina, Ms. Jones. And so, we cannot do this by ourselves. And of course, we had district coordinators. We had persons who went out to provide the training. Our digital buddies were a key part of what we did as well. So I'd like to thank, and of course, the government of Belize and the IDB who provided the funds for us to be able to get this
There we
done.
go.
So, and thank you guys very much for having us on us to share.
No problem. We get excited
this is
about
great.
programs like this, and we're looking forward to seeing the continuity of it and for the sustainability for others out there, because digital literacy is here to stay. The idea of transformation is here.
Correct.
So we got to get with the times. So we have to make sure everybody's getting with it too.
That's right.
Yeah. So congratulations on an excellent job.
Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
And with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected, to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA, so you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, get ready for the ultimate showcase of culture, creativity, and carnival excitement. The Belize Carnival Association presents the annual King and Queen Competition 2026. On Saturday, August 15th, the Belize Civic Center comes alive as our magnificent Carnival kings and queens, juniors and seniors take the stage. Witness gigantic costumes, breathtaking designs, and spectacular performances as these incredible creations come to life right before your eyes. Who will capture the crown? Who will be named the next Carnival king and queen? And that's not all. Enjoy a live performance by Kenny G and the New Creation Band. Prejudging begins at 5 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. Admission is only $10 for adults and $5 for children 13 and under. Bring your family, bring your friends, and experience the magic, the energy, and the splendor of Belize Carnival.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Sheree Kelsel, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm a bureaucrat.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your Friday episode of Sun Up on 7. Are we going to have fried jacks next? Ren, are we having fried jacks
We're not
next?
having no damn project.
But what we're having is a great conversation with Cellular World because we're going to be talking about their upcoming school promotions.
Yes!
And we're joined by Luisa Balona, Marketing Officer of Cellular World. Luisa, good morning.
Good morning.
It's back to school already.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Is there like fried jacks on the back to school promotion?
Oh my gosh. He really did shoot his shot.
I mean, I could prep some for you.
Oh, look at that.
You see?
Exactly, does not hurt to ask.
Closed mouths don't get fed, babe.
I learned that from
Telling
you. I learned that from you.
But we're super excited too. Besides from the fried jack that Kevin might be getting now, okay? We're also excited because we know that Cellular World has amazing things that they're doing for the people. Let's talk about some of the promotions that people can get, like the back-to-school bundles.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we do have our back-to-school promotions going on. It started from the beginning of August, which will end on the 31st.
Okay.
For the whole month.
Oh, perfect.
So what we're doing is that, well, we know that things are getting expensive right now, you know, especially with everything going on.
Especially with everything, yeah. I agree.
I love how she said things and then she's like everything. And she's like, you can't pinpoint one thing at this point in time, Renata.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is, go for it.
But so what we did this year is that we're doing a bundle deal. So we're doing laptops and tablets bundle deals.
Oh.
And so these are just ways for students to save on cost, especially parents, you know, especially those going to high school, college, university. You know, you need a good working laptop.
Yeah.
And so we have that for you. We have the top brands, for instance, Dell, Lenovo, HP. We have Acer as well. And we also have, for the Apple lovers, MacBook.
Okay.
Because I know we have certain people who have preferred
Yeah,
taste.
they
you
got
know.
preferences, girl. We got preferences.
Well, we do have those available. And for instance, just to highlight one of the bundles that we have.
Yeah, go for it.
We have the Lenovo one, which comes with a wireless charger. And then also the Moto Buds base. I know I brought that a time.
Yes.
Yeah, not the loop, the pretty ones, no, but it's the other.
It's still going to say hello moto to me. I like it when it goes in your ear, just hello moto.
I love it.
So initially that bundle price was for $14.98,
Okay.
but now it's now $12.99. So you're saving almost $200 with that bundle itself. So you get your laptop,
You get your earphones that you need sometimes, especially when you have online
I just wanna say online
classes,
sessions, yeah.
presentations. You need a good pair of headphones or earphones, and then we also have your wireless charger.
Can't go wrong.
Exactly.
So that's one of the bundles.
That's one of the
Okay.
bundles. Then we also have another one too for iPads specifically. If you buy an iPad and a JBL, the bundle itself, you also get a free Samsung Cellular World backpack. We also have a printer one too. If you buy the printer 501DN, I believe, you get your backpack, you get a Samsung coffee mug, like almost like the Yeti looking ones. It's not Yeti, but it looks like that.
It's the
feel
vibe.
the vibe, exactly. And then you also get, those two merch. And a free fun stand, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
So we're giving away, some free goodies along with your back to school bundle deals that we have going on.
Very well, very well. So like we're seeing some of the flyers on our screen, and you can see there again. There's everything persons need to go back to
Correct.
school as a teacher, as a student. It is definitely available.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for all the different levels too, for
Yes.
not just primary school, high school, tertiary. Like they all have different needs. So this Cellular World is providing everybody with their need in a little bundle.
Exactly. And I know we have, for instance, we have other tablet options like the Samsung one. We also have bundle deals for those too. But obviously, sometimes some people might not prefer a bundle. They would prefer just the tablet itself for personal reasons, I would assume. But we have those as well. We also have another thing coming up tomorrow, which is GST free weekend.
Oh,
so for
okay.
us at Cellular World, this only applies to laptops only.
Okay.
So even though you're gonna get the bundle deals, you're also gonna be getting free GST on all laptops at
Nice.
Cellular World.
Oh.
Countrywide. But the only rule to this is that it only limits to one laptop per customer. Yes.
So imagine somebody wants to get 6 laptops.
Will you bring six persons with you?
So individually,
Yeah.
every 6 person needs to get their laptop on their own. You see?
Yeah.
So we figured it out.
Okay. Okay.
So that's that, and then also customers have to bring in a valid identification card, your social security or passport.
Okay. Seems very simple and easy enough. We also see other things taking place when it comes to the mini LEDs and the Samsung Crystal UHD and the QLED.
I've had a few
Talk to us about that.
Yes. So, I mean, a lot of people know Samsung, for not just phones, but also TVs, you know. Just like how you have TCL, but we also have Samsung. And with Samsung, like us being the authorized distributor, you get 1-year warranty on those. So for TVs, we have 3 varieties. We have the Crystal UHD, we have the QLED, and the newest addition, the Mini LED. So the Mini LED is like another form of QLED, but it's more richer in contrast. So to touch base on the Mini LED, it has new features, for instance, the motion accelerator. It has AI song mode. So whereby, let's say for instance, you're watching a game, right? It could be basketball, it could be volleyball, football, doesn't matter which sport. It has the function of splitting the sound in 2, whereby you either want to hear the cheering, only the cheering itself, or you want to hear the commentator's voice. So it can separate it for you.
Oh.
That's the advanced level.
Renata is like, how does this work?
I want to get I'm hearing voices.
You can choose which voices you want to hear.
I know
That's
that's
the cool
very
thing.
selective. Like, hello, Moto. Like, I don't know why that popped in my head. Take it away from me.
But that's the newest addition
That's
to
pretty
our
interesting technology.
Samsung family, yes. So it gives you a more richer contrast. For instance, let's say you see how this looks, right? I know sometimes when we see stuff on TVs, it may be a little lower in the temperature. Like it's a bit grayish in some way. With the Mini QLED, it's gonna enhance it
So
for
nice
you.
and warm.
So it's gonna be very vibrant. It's gonna give you that rich color that you're supposed to
Like
be
you said,
given.
Kevin, in all of his essence.
Ooh,
Popping.
my God.
I love this
That
phrase.
sounds dangerous.
So that's exciting. So we also know that there are more appliances when it comes to Samsung too.
Yes, and that's the next thing because a lot of people don't know that Samsung have appliances. People usually know Samsung for TVs, for phones, tablets, but we have appliances. So we have from kitchenware, for instance, your refrigerators, your stoves, and then also for your laundry rooms, your washers, your dryers, and your laundry hubs.
Imagine you're not a diehard Samsung. You're gonna be
Your
getting
whole
like the full
ecosystem.
Yeah, like the whole shebang bang. Like, look at me. Look. It's exciting for persons.
It
And of course,
is.
all of these things, we're seeing them showing the bundles that we previously spoke about and everything. You can be able to go and check these out on Sunup World's Facebook page.
Correct. That's correct.
And all of these are until the month of, August into it's February. Where am I living? For some, we said July earlier than me, February. What's happening?
I don't know.
But they can go and check it out until the ending
Of August. Yes, and just yesterday, just a quick highlight for the bundle deals for our back to school. Because I was in San Pedro, right, doing marketing for the San Pedro branch, and we had 2 students purchasing their laptop bundles. So one of the students, she went for a pastel purple vibe. Because the HP laptops we have comes in pretty colors. We had rose gold, but unfortunately, I think that one already sold out.
I could believe that. Rose gold, it gives.
We also have the pastel purple and the willow green. It's like a pastel green. But those are the last 2 options we had at the branch, and they got sold out yesterday.
I love it.
Yes.
But we also know that you guys are going to be out in Dangriga.
Correct. Today,
and then tomorrow.
At the Yellow Ginger Festival.
And they can be able to get bundles there too?
Yes.
So can people message in and just ask, bring me bundle, I want my rose gold. If you have anything left, please bring it to me.
Yes, they can. Actually, we already have some customers that already pre-ordered, bought their stuff, because I know there was a gentleman who got his printer and inks, so we're going to be taking those things for
Yeah,
him.
so it's good to hear that Solar World can make those, commodities or those arrangements for people to be able to purchase properly. Luis, as we wind down this conversation, is there anything that we missed that you feel is very important to mention?
No, I just encourage everyone, like I said, it's GST-free weekend. Take advantage. It's going to only happen twice for the month. This tomorrow and then the 29th.
Oh, the 29th.
The ending of the month, yes. Because I know also tomorrow is back to school. Belize City Council Downtown Super Sale, which we will be at as well.
Oh, no, they're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
I love it when the staff are out and about, and I love this for you guys. So you guys can get these things, and you could please go onto the World's Facebook page. They do an excellent job of posting up everything in detail for you guys to see, and they try their best to make sure you have the information. So utilize it. But thank you so much, and all the team that's gonna be going out and about, making sure everything's happening. One of that Yellow Ginger, one of that Yellow Ginger, right?
Yes.
Okay, Yellow Ginger with that Briga, with that Super Sale. We're everywhere.
Stay hydrated.
Hydrate, that's key.
Stay hydrated.
Stay vibrant on the TV.
Stay vibrant and hydrated, yeah.
I love this.
Because when you look on this QLED thing, you gotta look cute, yeah.
You also stay hydrated with your new Samsung refrigerator. Keep your water cool.
You see?
There you go.
Plug it in, Luis, and play these games with us. But with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break. And when we're back, we have our final conversation for today, talking about the views on the new fishing regulations. We're going to be talking to the Key Cocker Fishing Association. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you never in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 socks and 1 shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
So I let the cat out of the bag. For the first time, Yellow Ginger Fest, Santiago Castillo Limited will be there. I make a tell you what all with the care. Follow it. School supplies. Watch lady products with different package. All kind of Dutch lady packages. Magnum 4 packs for the best prices. Reunite in a different flavors. Ovaltine barbecue sauce at the best prices. Cheapest puffs and many more. In that time when it really cool, the 7 Seas Caliber Rye. Vitamin for man, vitamin for women, vitamin for the kids, 7 Seas, everything, the prices you can't beat. This Saturday, Yellow Ginger Fest.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Kelsel,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sunup on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Good morning, Sunup on 7 family. Welcome back to your Friday episode. We have one last very important conversation waiting for you on this episode, and we're joined by our colleagues and our friends from the Keecocker Fishing Association. Today, we're going to be engaging with them to talk about what are their views on the new fishing regulations that are getting implemented by the Fisheries Department. Joining us on our couch, we have the president of the Keecocker Fishing Association, Mr. Ian Forte. Mr. Ian, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on Sunup on 7.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate you guys.
And next to you, we have Mr. Sean Magana. You are one of the executive members of the Fishing Association. Good morning to you too.
Good morning to you.
And thank you for coming all the way from Keecocker. It's good to, welcome the key vibes on Sunup on 7, especially on a Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, and for a very important conversation.
Very important conversation. We've initially had a conversation on news talking about some of the issues that we were facing and everything. But I think for reference, for a person just to understand, can we explain fully the situation, the context of their new regulations and what's really taking place when it comes to not being included, or how you guys are being included, so people can understand?
Okay, I just want to thank you guys for this opportunity to be on the show, and so we can express how we feel and our concerns about what's happening in the industry. We did have a small session with one of the member of the consulting team. What happened, most of the consultation was scheduled during the day from 9 o'clock until midday. And that is the time that usually we're out. We try to take advantage as much, especially when we have bad weather. So it would not have worked out for us. A lot of the fishers would not be there. So I had reached out to him and I asked him if he can do a little session for us in the evening when most of the fishers will be available, because this is an important topic and we want to have the views or everybody to be there so they know what's happening. They can get the information firsthand. I don't want, yes, I can pass it on, but maybe something I might miss, or I don't know how they feel or what they're thinking or what they want to say. So I had reached out to that, and we had a pretty good turnout. We had about 35 fishers that were there that showed up.
So they did manage to accommodate you in an earlier time, later time?
Yes, on our time. So that was good. Initially, it should have been on the Wednesday. We had it on Tuesday evening, but due to the weather, I think they postponed it. So they didn't do Sampage or Keecocker. They said they were going to put it for a later date. Hopefully, we could get them to do it in the evening, and then we could have, we could redo it again, because, you're going to have a representative from the Fisheries Department there, and we want him to know how we feel, We want him to know what our concern is directly. Yes, we have a consulting team, but we want the department to know exactly how we feel and our frustration about certain things that are in the new regulations,
I love that.
So
I want to go kind of a step backwards. So I hear where the consultation process is going on, but can you remind our viewers, what is the new regulation looking like?
Okay, so what had happened, they had did Zoom conference, virtual conference, and they kind of opened it up a little bit. One of our members, the secretary of our executive board, she had attended that Zoom conference, and there were certain things that was passed around, a little snapshot, and I think that had a lot of the fishers really riled up, because they wanted to change the lobster shade that we made. So they were saying that we cannot use any zinc roofing, and it had to be concrete. That's a huge leap. And this shows for us that fishers make some decision without data, without doing their research. Because if you had data, if you were doing your research, concrete shade cannot go anywhere. There's some areas that are mud, some areas that are sand, and that will just sink. Yes, there's some areas that are hard, what we call laha, which is a rock bottom, and that would work perfect right there. But it's not everywhere. It's not throughout the entire country of Belize. So, for you to try to pass a regulation or a policy like that, then you're out of touch. You should have done your research. And I think in Belize, we have this that we like to put the cart before the horse, And at this point in time in Belize, we have 22 fisherfolk association. So for the fishers to say that they cannot reach out to you to do their research or get data or find out what's going on, I don't agree with that. They should take advantage of this opportunity now, because before, fishers were not organized. We didn't have a voice. We were just disorganized. Now we have a voice. We're coming together. We're very organized. And, if the Fisheries Department really want to work, they need to reach out to us. We are willing to work. We are not against conservation. We want we want to be heard. We're out there every day. We see what's happening. We know what's happening, so reach out to us. We can share data. We can share information with you. And from there, you can move and look at the policies or the regulations that you make.
Yeah. Sean, let's bring you into the conversation. And from your experience, collecting with your colleagues, that are also like part of the Fisheries Association, how do they feel about the new regulations? Do you feel like it's something that they completely do not want to get engaged in? Is there more consultation for them to understand? What's the feeling like?
Well, the feeling, it was more about, catching that they caught them at blindsided, things were just thrown forward instead of having a consultation before, so that is the part of it whereby the fishers felt like left out completely.
Okay.
So they wanted more to be a part of it. And that is basically it.
All right, so more consultation.
So more consultation, timely consultation, not in the morning, in the I would say in the evening or so forth. I also heard on the interview that there's some people left out when it comes to villages and so forth. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Because I know you're saying that San Pedro and Kikaker still need to get a consultation.
Yes, they had postponed the date because of the weather. So when we looked at the schedule was shared to us. Dangriga is not there.
Oh.
Barranco is not there. Barranco has a fisherman association. Punta Gorda wasn't there. Mango Creek wasn't there. Independence wasn't there. So Corozal was not there.
There's a lot of places being left
Upper
out.
Bank. In the north, you have a lot of fishers in all these villages. Sunup was the only place that they were going to do this consultation.
Wow.
So that's a huge gap that they have left out. A huge gap. So how like what's your intention?
Yeah.
What's your intention?
Yeah. To your knowledge, is there like any justification as to like why only these selected spaces for consultation?
I was lost. I was like, what's this? You can't leave these guys out. They play a very vital role in this industry. They have a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of input, and you would want to reach out to these guys. And like I said, fishers are organized now. We have Fisher Folk Association. So for you to reach out to them, it's so much easier. Before, you'd have to try to get somebody from the village and maybe they would pass on the message. No, you have an executive body that you can reach out to that and send it, and they would do the organizing of the fishers for you. You just have to show up. You just have to show
The
up.
fact that you had 35 people show up for that shows that people can show up and it's not just like, 5 people here. So 35 shows a big...
Of course, because it's our livelihood. We have to be concerned. It's just like you guys, if things were not working out here, you'd want to figure out a way, something that you could get together, discuss, dialogue, and move on from there. And the same thing with us, fishing is our passion. We were born for the sea. To be a fisherman is more a labor of love. You cannot be a fisherman just to say you have a 8 to 5 hour job. You have to love this job because, the weather condition, the hardship, the work, the time, the effort, everything that you have to put in, it has to be a labor of love,
Yeah. So as we start winding down on this conversation, Mr. Ian, what are some asks that you would like to leave for the Fisheries Department? Or what's the next steps that you plan to undertake as the Kikaker Fishing Association?
Well, as the Kikaker Fisher Folk Association, we're part of this movement, Stronger Together movement. Together. We have associations from throughout the country. We meet on a timely basis. We discuss what's happening in the industry, improvements that we want to see, and what things that we're not happy about.
Okay.
And earlier this year, in June, we had handed an audit that we had discussed and we made. We passed it over to the CEO, Ms. Bev, and the Fisheries Administrator. Sorry. And, we also passed it on to the Minister of Blue Economy, Mr. Pierce. We had met with him in San Pedro as well. So it voiced our concern, things that we do not like. So we want the fisheries to know, the Fisheries Department, we want them to know that we want to be included. If there's a decision that's going to be made, come to us, include us, hear our voice. Take our voice into consideration. Just don't come and say, yes. And
we do this, and that's the case.
Or invite us to the table and then don't care how we feel or what we think.
Or invite on some or in some areas.
And the Blue Bond, it's a lot of debt relief and stuff for the government. But, we fishers, we feel a lot of this is on the back of fishers. By 2030, they have a goal of they want to protect 30% of our waters.
Yeah.
That's where we make our money. You know, what are we getting back for that? You know, fishers, a lot of fishers need relief right now, you know, and everybody might say, yes, everybody want put on a hand, want money, but this is the reality of it. You know, a lot of MPAs are created. You know, they don't look at how this affect the communities, how their livelihood. So, you know, one of the things that I really want fisheries to do is a socio-economic impact assessment, you know?
Yes.
Before these policies are passed, you know, go see how fishermen are paying their bills, you know, how they buy an engine, how they repair their boat, how they get materials to build their traps, to build their shades, you know? Where we find this money, you know? So they need to go out and see how this is really affecting our livelihood, our pocket, our money, how you feed your kids, how you pay the school for your kids and stuff like that. So they need that. For me, that is something very important that they need to do.
Right. So like you've mentioned, you provided evidence, you provided data as regards to what's the situation that it affects you, and hopefully that's taken into account and they have more consultations with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Sean, is there like any last message that you would like to leave with our viewers that are tuned in? How would you like the situation to get addressed?
Well, I would just like for the Fisheries Department and the policymakers take a voice into consideration. Like we also said, you know, have more consultations. Let us be a part of it. You know, bring you on the side of them. As like my body answered, it's not that we are against policy making, you know, or setting reserves or like that, but we just want to be part of it. You know, for moving forward, I think if they should bring us aboard, you know, they will get a better outcome of it.
100%, because the buy-in would be there. You'd feel like you have been seen and heard in that sense. But thank you guys so much. Continue to hold the candle out and continue to push for the consultations and that people are included for the correct times and so forth. And of course, Sunup and Channel 7 in general will always try their best to show the platform, do the interviews, and
please give us an update as regards to like how is this process going, because we're having the conversation now. It sounds like there's some things that you would like to get addressed. So we would love to hear, you know, if there's any outcomes that come out from
There is so much more that we could do, you know. So definitely you're going to see us again.
Very good. It's really good.
We look forward to it. With that, guys, we've come to the ending of not just the segment, but the show. We want to thank, of course, all our guests that came in. We know that tomorrow they're going to be having a demonstration at San Pedro at the
Boca del Rio Park at 1 p.m.
That's what Kevin said. At 1 p.m., come out and, you know, whatever is your stance, whatever you're upset about, come out and like stand in solidarity with them. We also were talking about the digital literacy project that's ongoing. It's going to be ending next week. We're thankful for the 6 months of all the work that they put in for that from UB. Of course, we had UNDP coming in to talk about Climate Week happening next week and how they're being a part of it. They introduced some of their student ambassadors who were phenomenal.
They did.
We're excited to see them be a part of the conversation. We talked to Stella World about the school promotions and all about the schools and everything that were happening. Of course, remember, they're going to be out in Dagrega today, in Yellow Ginger tomorrow, and some other places. So just stay tuned to their Facebook page. And then, of course, we talked to the Fishing Association about the new fishing regulations and, of course, their stance of wanting to be included, be consulted for the correct time, and, of course, just really being a part of the overall process. So great conversation. Stay tuned to all. You can go back and check out on YouTube, on Facebook, and all the great stuff that Kevin always says. And I'm just trying to repeat at this point in time.
Great job, Boo. Great job on that recap.
I did it! I can drink some water. I'm done.
So you have to tell them that they have a dance today.
Oh yes, we have a song.
It's Friday and there's a song. Look at their faces, yeah.
Their faces
and the
like,
song is
not,
Punta, just so you know.
It's Punta.
You know what Punta today.
You have to Punta in your seat.
Show their faces, it's so cool. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this.
But folks, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. And for real, wanna have a dance, Punta.
Play music now.
Yeah.
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns. each day. When the sun comes up,